It's Alex Martinez with Real Estate Skills, and today I wanted to cover a very simple but powerful financial freedom exercise. This is something that I followed and I started using over 12 years ago, and this is what I teach to every single one of my students and clients, my friends, those that have changed their life through real estate have used this to reverse engineer their goals in order to achieve enough passive income to take care of your monthly expenses. Because that's what financial freedom is. When you do not have to work another day if you do not want to through your passive real estate investments. That's the end goal here. Otherwise, if you do not do this, you will always be working for money. You'll always be working a job. You'll always be leasing your time out. And so the way we get out of the rat race, the way we get out of the 9 to 5, the way we actually support ourselves if we ever get sick or loved ones get sick is through real estate assets. And this is an achievable goal for anyone out there, right? We're not talking about going to Mars or going to the moon or going to space or being an astronaut. We're talking about investing into real estate and acquiring enough assets in order to cover your monthly expenses. It's not rocket science. And so we're going to break it down and make it real simple for you. And I wanted to do this right now in December before the new year gets started so that we can hit the ground running and be ultra clear on our goals. We do not need to overcomplicate what we need to do in order to achieve our goals and to get passive income that gets us to financial freedom. So let's dive into this financial exercise. What I want you to do is work with me, write this down on a piece of paper as you're going through it, because you're going to want to save this. You're going to want to implement this and put this up where you can see it every single day so you can work towards it consciously and subconsciously. All right. So the first step that we want to do with this exercise is, number one, know what your ballpark monthly expenses are. And if you budget already, congratulations. I commend you for doing that. You're already way ahead of a lot of other people if you budget and know what your monthly expenses are. But for the sake of this exercise, we can ballpark it. So let's just say if you needed, what amount of money do you need to cover your monthly expenses on a monthly basis? Because maybe you have kids, maybe you're single, whatever it is. Now, for this example, I'm going to use $6,000, okay? And it might be more or less for you. What's important is that you write down what it is for you, because we're going to reverse engineer it. I'm going to walk you through here on exactly what we need to do. All right, so if your ballpark monthly expenses are $6,000, and if you had $6,000 a month coming to you, it would cover everything, then we need to put that down here. All right, now the number of cash flow units needed to create financial freedom. This is number 2. And what we need to do is now we put our monthly expenses here. And what we assume is that we can acquire a single family home or a rental unit. Maybe it's a quadplex and there's 4 units inside of that. But our goal is to rent out the property and have a cash flow of $300 per unit. All right, and sometimes you're gonna make more, sometimes you're gonna make less, right? I have units that make more, some that make less, but this is a good average that we can shoot for. So in order to understand how many rental units, how many doors, how many properties do you need in order to have $6,000 covered a month in cash flow of passive income, we take 6,000, we divide it by 300, okay? And what we're gonna understand is that we need 20 rental units in order to get $6,000 a month in passive income and cash flow. Now what we need to do is understand the capital needed to acquire these cash flow units, okay? Now I know there's a lot of us that maybe don't have a lot of capital at first when we get started, right? That was me, right? I was in debt. I had to find a way to make an active income through real estate, and we do that through wholesaling and flipping. That's how I got my start 12 years ago. It's what we still do today. And the reality is, to be an investor, you're going to need to acquire that capital, right? So maybe you already have a great job. You already have a nest egg of capital that you can invest. Awesome. For a lot of people, they need to make this active income in order to have the capital to put down on these houses. But the beautiful thing about real estate is we can use leverage. We don't need to buy a property 100% outright. We can put 20% down on a property. Okay, we can put 20% down, leverage bank financing for the additional 80%, use that leverage, get a tenant inside of the property, have that tenant pay us every single month to be in that property, which then pays down our monthly mortgage, pays down our principal, pays all of our interest, and then we get the cash flow on top, while the property is also appreciating, and every single month our net worth is increasing, right? So there's a lot of beautiful things about real estate, which is why we focus all of our time, effort, and energy on it. It's why we teach this, because it's truly the thing that's gotten us out of the rat race and allows us to live the life that we want to live. So the capital needed to acquire the cash flow units, what we need to do is take the number of cash flow units and then multiply it by $30,000. This is a $30,000 down payment for a rental investment property, all right? And that will allow us to understand the capital needed to acquire these cash flow units. So let's go do the math. So 20 rental units times 30. What are we going to come to? We're going to come to $600,000 in capital needed, right? We need liquid capital of $600,000, okay? Now, a lot of us don't have $600,000 sitting around, right? I did not have that when I started out. So I had to put a plan in order to get this $600,000 so that I can use bank financing, so I can put the money down on these properties in order to acquire them, right? You have to get the skills. You have to gain the skills in order to make this money in order to invest it, all right? Otherwise, we'll just be in the same exact position we are a year, 2, 3, 4, 5 years from now. So what we like to do, we like to wholesale and fix and flip properties. So in this example, I'm going to put down the number of fix and flips needed that you need to do in order to get the capital needed in order to acquire these 20 rental units. All right, so we take the amount of capital needed, 600,000, and we take the profit that we like to shoot for in every single fix and flip deal. Sometimes it's more, sometimes it's less, but $30,000 fix and flip profit. That's a great base hit. We love doing deals like that. Now, when I divide 600,000 by 30,000, that tells me that I need to do 20 fix and flips in order to acquire 20 rental units in order to have $6,000 of cash flow that covers my $6,000 of monthly expenses, right? And so now what I can do is do the house flips. You can do a house flip every single month. You could do 12 a year. You could do 6 a year. And what you can do is just reverse engineer, right? If I do 6 a year, it's going to take me a little more than 3 years in order to acquire all of the rental units I need to get financial freedom. That's pretty cool. We usually underestimate what we can do in 5 years or 3 years and overestimate what we can do in 1 year. Now, maybe you are interested in wholesaling real estate, right? We typically see about $10,000 for the normal wholesale deal that we do. Let me put this in there, right? So if you want to acquire $600,000 of capital, divide by 10,000 for a wholesale deal. And we always recommend fix and flip the best, wholesale the rest, so you can do both, but that'd be 60 wholesale deals, right? My first year, my team and I, we did over 50 wholesales and fix and flips. And so you can move at whatever pace you want. You can go very fast, you can go very slow. But you could do 10 wholesale deals a year, and in 6 years, you now have financial freedom, right? Once again, you can go as fast as you want, as slow as you want. And we do not need to overcomplicate this, right? And I wanted to share this with you because this is as complicated as we need to get in order to understand the roadmap in order to achieve financial freedom, right? A lot of people are looking for that get-rich-quick scheme. I'm not saying, hey, you're going to get $6,000 of cash flow in 6 months or 3 months or 9 months. I'm saying it takes years. But if you make the right decision starting today, 5 years, 9 years isn't going to go by, and you're not going to be regretting never taking action and starting to buy rental properties. And so I wanted to share this once again with you today because we're about to hit the new year, right? 2025 is coming up. And what we've just done is we've built and we're releasing our Pro Buy and Hold program to teach you, to show you the steps that we use to buy rental properties and how you can wholesale and fix and flip property as well in order to get this active income, right? Maybe you're working a job with a 3% raise every single year, and you understand at a 3% raise, it's going to take you 24 years to double your money. As opposed to if you learn wholesaling and flipping valuable skill sets in order to acquire an active income, you could potentially make your salary or double your salary in a year's time by just taking action. Now, additionally, when you're able to make an active income through real estate, this is what we see all the time. Not only does your money compound, but your learning compounds, right? When you learn how to wholesale a house, what are you doing? You're getting a real estate transactional experience. You're learning how to find great deals. You're learning what are bad deals. You're networking with cash buyers who are other real estate investors and fix and flippers. So you're getting an education of understanding what they think good deals are, what bad deals are. you're networking with their contractors. So when the time comes for you to graduate from wholesaling to wholesaling and fixing and flipping, you now know what the best contractors are. Because let me tell you, one of the biggest risks when fixing and flipping is not knowing who the good contractors are, right? Investing into a contractor doesn't know what they're doing and they run away with your money. Ask me how I know, it's happened before. So when you can vet great contractors through wholesaling, you now become a better fix and flipper. And when you wholesale and fix and flip, what are you doing? You're then making a profit of potentially $30,000 per fix and flip deal, $10,000 per wholesale deal. Then you take that nest egg, you reinvest into the rental units. You do this, right? You make this a gain for yourself, for your family. You will then achieve financial freedom, which is what? Which is when our passive income on a monthly basis, our cash flow from our rental properties covers our monthly expenses. So if you are interested in learning how to wholesale, fix and flip, and buy rental properties, we have an awesome, amazing community, awesome, amazing coaches, and an awesome, amazing team to teach you all the steps, all the systems that we use in order to acquire wholesales, fix and flips, and rental properties across the whole entire nation. This is what we've been doing for 12 years. And so if you're interested in learning more and seeing what it looks like to be a part of our team and part of our programs, then definitely go ahead, click down below, schedule a call. Last thing, we always say this, the best time to get into real estate was 20 years ago. The next best time is right now. And that's rang true every single year for us. If you're scared about getting into real estate, understand that it's not about timing the market. No one can ever time the market. The reality is it's about developing the skills in order to find great deals. Great deals are made. Sometimes they're found, but a lot of times great deals are made through the analysis and understanding how to analyze these properties, which is why with every single student on our coaching calls, we walk through the analysis of these properties so you can be informed and make great investment decisions. And this way we can increase your likelihood of success. So once again, this is Alex Martinez with Real Estate Skills. I'll talk to you soon.